Hey everyone, it's Zeal from Leone Digital Podcast Network. I just want to start by saying thank you for downloading, streaming, subscribing, and sharing the shows on the network. For more information about the shows, check out leonedigital.com or Google Leone Digital Podcast Network. What I want to talk about right now is the newest podcast, the Polish madman, Bob Golub. He's got a podcast on the network. It's called Madman with Bob Golub. What can I tell you about Bob? He's been on Howard Stern. He's been on Artie Lang's show. He was more recently on WTF with Mark Maron. And I got to tell you, this is an incredible story. If you don't know the backstory, you need to know. The guy has been in prison. He is a boxer. He's a comedian. He's an actor. And of course, he was in Goodfellas. Yes, Martin Scorsese's Goodfellas. Check him out, Madman, Bob Golub, only on Leone Digital Podcast Network.
You suck!
Puke and scars all over Regan's face.
Hey, Bill, you certainly have a lot of patience and courage.
I'm not trying to get in there and point at my vagina. With your host,
Bill and Regan, motherfuckers! I hope you rot in hell, you loser!
The next station is
Beyond the Line.
Welcome to episode 85 of Beyond the Line.
85 people, that's 15 away from our 100 drunk fucking...
Is this, you're giving them a math lesson
That's
now?
right. I am a mathematician.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
What other math
I don't know.
equations can you solve other than simple arithmetic?
When I'm drinking 24 beer, I can count down from 24 until I get about to 10.
So simple math,
Yeah.
like simple
Yep.
arithmetic.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially you're a mathematician as long as it doesn't go above grade 2 level.
Perfect.
Okay. So have you been paying any attention to the news? I'm already knowing this is a no.
Not really, no.
Have you ever paid attention to the news? When is the
Sometimes.
last time you've watched the news?
Watched it long time.
Or like paid attention? Knew of a current event story that was going on right now?
I know of current event story going on right now because sometimes I listen to news radio to hear how traffic is.
Okay. So what news story do you know that's going on?
Screech is shanking motherfuckers, man.
Okay, that is, yeah. I wouldn't say that's the most pressing news of the day, but yeah.
Fuck yeah, Screech is gangsta now.
He's not gangster.
Because he got picked on all the time at fucking, West Bay? No.
Bayside.
Bayside. He was at Bayside. He got picked on and shit all the time and everything. Now he's gangsta. He went crazy.
Well,
He's shanking bitches.
Did you actually listen to the story, or you just heard? Yeah,
No, he was
he's
sticking up.
fucking-
He was sticking up for his fiance in a bar or something like that.
Oh no, they were fucking. He did a show at the bar. He had like a one night gig for his like stand up comedy, which I use very loosely because it's the worst shit I've ever seen. And he was getting heckled, and then they were harassing him, and he flipped out and pulled out like a buck knife and fucking stabbed a guy, and then ran out. And I don't know, he tried to ditch the knife, said it wasn't his, and turned out. I can't blame him if. Like, because I said, I've actually, I've had an encounter with Screech. I'm sure
Was it sexual?
you know what? It would have been. It would have been if it could have been, but it wasn't. He did a show, and his stand-up is essentially people yelling at him. He's up there trying to tell jokes, but they're the most unoffensive garbage jokes you can imagine. But his whole set was just people yelling at him, being like, "Yeah, Zach Morris," and he's like, "Yeah." He was a character on a show that I was on, and Kelly Kapowski, that was another. Yeah, the Max, that was another. Mr. Belding, he was also on the Violet Beauregard, she's another character that I was dating. You fuck Lisa Turtle. Like, it was just people yelling random things about his fucking, I guess, his career, just yelling him at, and he had to just sit there and deal with it for 45 minutes. And then when he was done, everyone wanted to, hey, come here, Screech, let me put you in a headlock and take a picture. And he was charging $10, and that's where he made his money. It was $10 a photo. and that was his life. Eventually, that's going to grate on you.
That kind of reminds me of the Pauly Shore thing that we went and saw when Shooter opened up for him.
I remember the sets. I don't remember.
Oh, I met
anything.
him after, and there's a big lineup, and you pay $10 or whatever, you get a picture with him and stuff. And so I waited in line. I paid the $10, and he's like, okay, I want you styling this. I want you styling this. And I go up there. He's like, you look mean. You can do whatever the fuck you like.
All right,
like, okay.
Fucking bend over. I'm going to pretend I'm ass fucking you.
Yeah.
Is that cool? Because that's the only thing I would do to Pauly Shore. Because and I'd like to make it violent and painful. And I fucking hate Pauly Shore. Is kind of what I'm getting at.
Hey man, he's a comical genius.
Wow. The only reason he has a career is because his parents owned the Comedy Store.
Weezy Juice.
No, they owned the Comedy Store in L.A., where all the stand-up comics would go, and so they're basically like, hey, give him something. Can you please just take our son and
take our flamboyant little trinket fucking.
Oh yeah, the fucking Weasel and Encino Man. Everything
Yeah.
he fucking did just grated on me. I fucking hate it. Everyone's like, oh, and everyone.
What was the
doing
one,
that.
Son-in-Law or something like that, where he goes out and becomes like a country hillbilly?
Aren't they all the same? I couldn't tell you the difference between any of them.
Biodome.
And what was the one thing that they always fucking did? The Weasel.
Weezy Juice.
Oh, fuck you. So you've actually seen these?
I've watched them all.
I couldn't. I couldn't make it more than 15 minutes through Encino Man when I was a kid, and everyone was like, "Buddy," or what? It was Buddy
Hey,
something.
buddy.
Yeah, fucking. I just fucking hate that shit.
Anyway,
Okay.
so oh yeah, Screech, shanking people. That's right.
Well, I was going to talk about like the real news story.
Oh,
Like
there's real news happening in this world.
Well, I mean, it's just enough that you kind of have to care because it's all the fucking terrorism bubbling up again. All these Islam freaks going out and dusting off their Sunday best dresses and getting
Go to
out
take
there.
a piss, pull their dress up, and fucking.
Yeah, but they're doing it in France. So right there, who gives a shit?
Hey, there you go.
I mean, if they could pick a target that I cared less about than a Jewish.
Puerto Rico.
No, well, it's close. They have today was in a Jewish supermarket in France. Like they're just daring me to not give a shit about any of this whatsoever. They're like, oh, it's in France, so Jewish.
5-cent candy costs you 25
God
cents.
damn it! I don't know who I'm rooting for on this one. Like I don't. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the Muzzies.
Ooh, Muzzies.
I don't.
Do you have a pet name for them?
Yeah, what else you going to shorten Muslims to? I'm not going to call them Muslims.
You
That
call them
sounds-
Lums.
Lums? Muzzy Lums.
You know the Lums?
The Lums. I actually worked with a guy named Don Lum.
Ew.
Yeah, he was a
Shitty
tool.
for him.
Yeah, it was shitty for him. He's a little Asian guy, so
Ew, even worse.
yeah, he didn't have the best of.
my name Don Lum.
Fuck, you just did a solid impression of him too. But yeah, no, Islam's riding up again with their let's kill everyone, and they went in there initially and shot up a magazine that does tasteless comics. Like I'm guessing the French equivalent to Mad Magazine is the best I can do. But I guess they're
Le
more,
Mad.
but I guess they're a little more political. What Charlie Hebdo or something like that, which I don't know how Charlie fits with the French take. Wouldn't it be?
Charlie.
Yeah, I'm sure it is when they say it. But they produced. I don't know. I don't even know what the cartoon was of. I mean, I know it was of.
You know why you don't know?
Prophet
Because you don't
Muhammad.
really care.
I really don't. They're French. If I had to care less, it would be Puerto Ricans or maybe in Africa.
I went out with a French
But-
chick and she was fucking crazy. She hit me with her car.
Really?
Yeah, in my mom's driveway.
Okay. Elaborate.
Remember Christine?
Yeah. Oh, she was French.
Yeah, and she ran me over with her car. Christine, car. I mean, come on, just like the movie, with the car runs people over and kills them and stuff.
I get it. That's just you're just.
Well, you're looking at me all stunned, like fuck, you don't know what I'm talking about.
No, I know what you're talking about. I'm just kind of stunned that that's a pretty far reach to put together. No, man. Yeah, her name was Christine. She hit me with the car.
Well, I thought it was funny too because remember that song from Friday from Dr. Dre, where he's like running niggas over like Christine. I'm like, hey, she ran me over, motherfuckers.
See that okay, that would complete the triangle
Ring
too.
ding
That would-
dong, you know that song?
The Ring Ding Dong
Ring
song.
ding dong. You know.
Yeah, I know what song you're talking about. I fully understand what song you're talking about. But you officially just like connected the dots there because, you know, just Christine driving a car isn't the same, but, you know, running.
See? I made it work.
Okay, I'm glad you finally pieced it all together.
I'm piecing it. Piecing it.
Okay, while you're piecing it together, can you actually explain the whole situation of how she ran you over, or are you just going to ways past that?
I think I was like 20 years old, and I was getting shit-faced in my mom's house and with my girlfriend, and she got all drunk, and we got a little bit of a tussle, which,
What
know,
were you
it
fighting
happens.
about?
I can't remember.
Come on.
Man,
Make
I
something
can't
up
remember.
then. Jesus.
She said she was a virgin, and she lied.
That's a pretty shitty reason to make up. That's the best
Well,
you
she
got.
hit me with her car. Fucking cunt.
Is that why he... so that just erased all memory of
That's
the...
right. No, but she actually literally got in her car. She was hammered. She was trying to leave, and I said, no way. So I stood behind her car, trying to be a hero. What'd she do? Runs me the fuck over.
How fast was it going?
Well, there was about a 15-foot gap between the car and me, and she pinned it backwards. So it was a
So would you say 10K, 20K?
17.5K.
17 and a half. Any injuries did you sustain?
Bruises, cuts, nothing major.
Mental anguish?
Very, lots.
I like talking.
know. I got mental anguish.
Okay, so what are we drinking today, Bill?
Today we are drinking Burnside Brewing's Sweet Heat from Portland, Oregon.
So right there.
It's Merkin.
It's American and Portland, Oregon. So I'm assuming it was brewed by a bunch of
Hippies?
Xanax taking, yoga mat carrying,
Tree hugging fucking hippies.
yeah, that with like fucking dreadlocks and maybe a nice hemp bag.
I was gonna say a hemp T-shirt,
yeah, hemp something. Hemp is in.
and their shoes have soles made of old used tires.
Yes, they've really got to care for the environment because fuck the bohemian.
If they really cared for the environment, they'd go kill cows
Yes, because
cow farts are killing us.
no, hippies are killing us. I got no problem with the cows, but fuck hippies. And so basically, long and short of it, fuck everything from Portland, Oregon, except for this beer. Portland might be my most hated city in.
There's got to be one in Puerto Rico.
Well, I guess that's not technically America.
Well, I guess not.
It's like it's a colony of America. It's not actually American. Although I'm pretty sure Austin, Texas is right up there with me hating or would be right up there with Portland, Oregon in the same neighborhood.
Texas is a bad place.
Yes. And I'm sure no, it's whatever. Okay.
Anyway,
On
we're
to
gonna
the
rate
beer.
this shit.
On to the beer.
So, what do you think of this?
I actually like it. I picked it up because it was different, like brewed with apricots and peppers. So it's got like
Well,
some.
that fucking sells me right there.
Well, no,
Apricots and peppers. How could you go wrong?
you could go wrong, but I picked it up because it was unique.
Unique New York.
Fucking tool.
Anyway,
But it's different than because every beer we taste, it usually tastes like
No,
fucking Hindu sweat, which is all the
yeah,
IPAs.
like some Hindu took a fucking jog and then ringed out his turban into a cup and then fucking mixed
Yeah.
a little bit of curry in there and we slurped it back. It tastes like dog shit, some of it, but this stuff's not that bad.
IPA, or we drink the dark ales. So I wanted to get something different,
Yeah, well,
and I've succeeded.
this is definitely different. We've definitely had a lot worse than this. This isn't too bad. I'm gonna give it a 73.
On my new stricter scale, which is, it's good. Don't get me wrong, it's good. It's not bad.
But you're strict now.
I am strict.
You're like the fucking elementary school principal.
On the new stricter scale, I'm still going to give it a 62.
Ooh. So on the old scale, that would have been about a 75.
The old scale probably would have been about an 83. But we've got a new
I
stricter.
can feel that pepper in it though.
Yeah.
It's got like a
Can you taste the apricots?
no.
Oh, I feel like
I could eat a peach for days.
every other sip, I get a fruity finish with the peppery kick to it. The next one.
All right.
So we should probably.
So we've gone over the screech shankings and the fucking shootings of comics.
So we should go on to the next, the biggest story of the last week.
The biggest story is that what we're gonna call it?
Well, it was very prominent with our listeners.
It blew up Twitter.
So we're just going to call this our voicemail segment.
Voicemail segment.
Well, now. What have we here?
Many wonder if they are being called by God.
So this segment should actually probably have been called the complaint department as opposed to voicemails.
Or the loyal listener department.
Loyal listeners, but yes, it's if you're listening to this, you probably subscribe, and if you don't, go to iTunes and do it because you're a retard. And while you're there, leave us a review. Why not?
Yeah, review us, you fucking retards.
Well, apparently, we do get a lot more reviews than I ever.
Review.
No, we get a lot more reviews than I ever see because on American iTunes has their reviews. We only get the reviews from Canadian iTunes. There are a ton of reviews from American iTunes.
Can't we jailbreak it or something where we get everything American and stuff too?
I don't know how to
we do
that.
Netflix.
Well, that's your DNS codes. I don't know how to do that on a computer. I can do it on my PlayStation, but not.
Anyway, we're getting off track.
They're going to crack down on that. Okay, yes. So the network decided the powers that be decided that they were going to try a cross promotional. I don't know. Yeah, it probably didn't go over. And I'm not going to say that I didn't issue a warning beforehand that our fans were probably not going to be fans of the You Want Country podcast.
Well, the people that listen to us probably don't usually listen to too much country. I would
probably say the majority of our listeners, if I had to pick a music genre they listen to, is death metal. Probably, I'm going to go with 60 to 70% of the listeners we have are death metal listeners.
And the rest of them are Justin Bieber?
Even Justin Bieber fans would probably be pissed to listen to the You Want Country podcast. I'm not judging the podcast itself.
I've never heard it.
Actually, I'm not judging the content of the podcast. The podcast itself kind of sounded like.
That's not what's the problem here?
Well, the problem is that they wanted
they hijacked us.
Yeah, they placed this episode into our feed. So when they were expecting to get a Beyond the Line episode, lo and behold, they open it up to You Want Country. And the content might be great. The execution of it kind of sounds a little bit like it was recorded on the front porch of a trailer, maybe an enclosure, because a
bathroom.
It had a tinny sound to it. So that's where I was going with, a trailer. And trailer parks for the country, I figured it just made sense.
It's bumpkin.
It's lowbrow execution. But, that's my personal opinion. I'm not one to judge. If you happen to enjoy the You Want Country podcast, by all means, subscribe and listen. Find all of the other fine podcasts on the Leone Digital Network at Leone Digital Podcast
Network.com.
Also at Leone Digital on Twitter. And I'm sure there's a link that'll provide you to all of your podcast needs.
So you could definitely feel free to give them your feedback there too.
By all means, if you enjoyed the You Want Country podcast, please leave a review on iTunes too. But so let's just get to our first voicemail.
All right.
Hi guys, it's Beep. Okay, so there I am relaxing on a Saturday afternoon on my bed, topless in my underwear, when I get a notification from my podcast app that you guys have put out an episode. So I was like, okay, they're early. Cool, I'm going to go listen. There was no introduction, no warning of what I was about to listen to. It was these three people talking about who knows what. I guess it was their Christmas episode. Their milk co-host Mark, annoying as fuck. I'm funny. It sucked. I don't know who gave the okay for these people to hijack your podcast or your name. That was just not cool to do to your listeners. I feel like I was orally raped and deceived into listening to this. You guys should send me a bag of ketchup chips for my pain and suffering. Oh my gosh, where are my manners? I forgot to say bye. Love you guys.
So that was the Notorious Beep on Twitter.
Our girl, Notorious BEEP.
One thing in there, I do believe she didn't mean orally raped. I think she probably meant audioly raped.
I don't know. Maybe she felt orally raped.
I maybe her jaw's a little sore.
Maybe it gave her a sore throat. Listen to that shit. Because she was yelling and screaming at the stereo.
Oh well, in that case, we've passed on your request to Leone Digital.
That's Leone Digital
for your ketchup chips. If you ask nicely one more time, maybe we'll send you a bag of ketchup chips.
Yes.
You know they also don't get all dressed chips down in the States?
Really?
Yeah.
All dressed is delicious. Ruffles?
From this what I hear that they don't get all dressed. So, no all dressed, no ketchup chips,
and I heard Smarties.
And no Smarties.
How do they eat the red ones last if there isn't any?
They don't. They don't even know what the fuck they are. They don't even know what you're talking about. They don't get that commercial.
What the fuck?
They don't get that commercial. They don't get it. Okay, so next voicemail.
I just want to know what the hell is going on with all these extra podcasts that get thrown into your feed. The first one is that Bob Gollum, whatever the hell his name is. He's unfunny as shit. He just sits there complaining about stuff like I'm doing, but he's not funny. He's illiterate. He kept saying, what was he saying? Ebola. He kept saying Ebola. He sounded like a moron. I listened to it thinking that, well, at some point, the podcast that I want to listen to was going to show up, but it never did. And I was like, what the fuck was that? I have no idea. So then I just get a new one. You want country show. No, I don't want fucking country. If I wanted country, I would listen to country. I wanted this podcast. Like, I don't know why you're doing this. If you're been told that you have to do this, but it's shit. We don't want to hear this. It's crap. You're forcing it on us. Look at U2. I don't like U2, but a lot of people do. And how many people got pissed off at U2 for fucking jamming their music down your throat? Okay? These podcasts are not U2 by any stretch of the imagination, so they shouldn't be jammed down our throat either. All right? And all you're doing is pissing people off. They don't want to listen to them now. If you want, maybe make a good commercial for them, play it, promote them so that we might want to listen. You can listen to the whole thing and hopefully you'd find 30 seconds of humor in them and you can make a commercial. Otherwise you're just pissing off your listeners. That's all I got to say. Well, actually, no. I would listen to both of those if they spent the entire hour just beating on Bill with like phone books or something, like one for every time he did a BC swizzle or he raised his voice up like a girl. Now that podcast I would listen to, and I don't care who hosts that. Anyway, fix your shit, okay?
So I'm not sure who that voicemail is from, just from a listener.
One of my fans.
One of your
sure,
fans.
one of my many.
Well, the BC swizzle gets around. He makes a very valid point with... valid point. He's not fucking triumphing into battle to make a point. Yes.
Well, fuck. You know what? Maybe he's got a good idea for a podcast. So
the what? Just
beat me with phone books and shit. That'd be awesome.
And he did bring up another one. The You Want Country podcast wasn't the first one that has been introduced to our feed.
That's true.
Bob Gollum, Madman, the Polish Madman. He was in Goodfellas, so fuck yeah. I don't have as much of a problem with that one. I still don't believe that our listeners should have been subjected to a podcast that they didn't subscribe to.
Yeah.
A commercial would have been good.
It's not like cable TV. If you get some shit you didn't subscribe to, you're pumped. But a podcast, no.
But at least I do think that at least Bob Gollum, it's not country music. There could have been some crossover between shows. Like, maybe there are some of our listeners that could listen to him and be like, hey, I could listen to this.
Yeah.
I do agree with what he said because I had a hard time listening to him mispronounce Ebola over and over and over again. But yeah, he made a bunch of valiant points. I actually think that was probably the most well-spoken, well-put together voicemail that we got because it was clear, concise. It got to the point. And yeah, like the U2, where no, they did force it on and it didn't go over well. It was more of a, people felt violated that all of a sudden they downloaded, they had U2 put onto their iPad or iPhone or whatever they had.
Yeah, they didn't want it.
And because, Bono's a giant piece of shit. I heard he broke his elbow, actually.
Awesome.
And now he'll never play the guitar again.
Tragic.
But yeah, was he known for playing the guitar in the first place? Exactly.
He was known for wearing funny sunglasses and looking like a retard.
Rhinestone cowboy hats. Yeah.
Oh, Bono.
Okay, next voicemail?
Next one. Let's do it.
Hey guys, Joe from the Leviathan Pridecast here. Just want to say enjoy your show. I know you guys have been doing this a lot longer than we have. Thanks to Regan for giving us a hand hosting last week. I just got one small issue here. I went to your page on Podbean to see if you uploaded a new show, and I saw a show called You Want Country on there. And at first I thought maybe it was a Russian podcast and they were talking about invading Crimea, but apparently that wasn't it. It was a podcast about country music. You wouldn't even know that either, because all they talked about was how wacky and zany they are, and how you didn't know what to expect when you were listening to their show. And it was just fucking useless dreck the whole time. 2 gashes and some loser spending the first 15 minutes of a 45-minute show just talking about what to expect on their show. And the show was only 45 minutes. It was embarrassing to listen to. You never know what's going to happen. You're listening to the 2 miscarriage makers in the tub of shit show. You want country? How's this? No. Here's a list of things I would rather have. Spina bifida, cancer, everyone I love to die in a plane crash, to suck a homeless Packy man's toes, clean Steve Buscemi's teeth with my fucking tongue, progeria. Should I go on? That's a fucking terrible show. Everything about it was shitty. I don't know who your network is that you guys are on, but you guys should fucking definitely leave them, because that's garbage. The posting that stuff to your page is bullshit. I would lose my mind. I would throw a fucking Molotov cocktail into the owner's living room window, his kid's bedroom window. So that's my advice anyway. Other than that, the show is great. Keep it up.
I don't even know how to respond to that one. That is that might be the most favorite voicemail I think I've ever received here.
That was amazing. That was fucking amazing.
And that was Joe from the Leviathan Pridecast with a spot on analysis. I can't even. When he called the miscarriage makers in the Fat Tub of Shit podcast, that was inspired. And let alone his list of things he'd rather do than listen.
Spina bifida, cancer. Throwing the Molotov cocktail through the kid's bedroom window. That was pretty priceless.
That was an inspired voicemail. And I do believe it got the point across. I do think, to paraphrase, I think what he was trying to get at is he was not a fan of the You Want Country podcast.
I don't think he was either. But if you are a fan, go to Leone Digital. And you can listen to their podcast.
And please, if you happen to be on iTunes, go leave a review. 5 stars, all the way. But yeah, I think he also was trying to get at that he thinks that Leone Digital probably didn't have our best interests in mind when they released the You Want Country podcast. It was
but that was Leone Digital's decision to do.
It was a marketing turn.
For Leone Digital.
Yes. Leone Digital was trying to broaden the spectrum of listenership for each show. Although, as far as I know, I don't know if we've ever been cross-promoted. I don't know if you've ever put Beyond the Line onto a You Want Country feed so their listeners can get a hold of us. So
I really don't think they would do that.
But why not?
Well, Leone Digital, I think that they think that since we have kind of a rowdier crowd, that something mellow would fly. Maybe. But if you have a mellow crowd and then put ours in there.
So you should say that you'd cross promote our show with the Mad Men, Bob Golub would be something that you'd get cross promoted. But I find that we're not often cross promoted. I guess it's a start of a.
You know why though?
It's because a fledgling program.
It's because we don't need it.
It's a fledgling program, and I'm sure the cross promotion will come both ways all along later. So on to the next voicemail.
On to the next one.
Hey Regan, Joe, buddy Rick. I'd like you to pass a message on to Leone Digital for me. After looking at my podcast app, and seeing on your feed a You Want Country show, I was curious, thinking, well, why the hell would Regan name an episode You Want Country? So I started listening to it, realizing then, oh, this is another dildo crammed in the podcast hole that should be reserved for Beyond the Line. Most disappointing, I think, was first, the show is hosted by 3 women, which for a country show is just fucking ridiculous. Who the fuck from the South or the country would let a woman talk over them? I don't understand. That dude on there doesn't qualify as a man, so I'm just going with 3 women. Secondly, the music started with, that's not country music. That's southern rock. Okay, it's just rock music with a twangy fucking guitar, so you call it country rock. It's not. It's southern rock. It's fucking rock music. It doesn't even qualify as country. So, again, and other than a girl saying y'all every now and then, I have no idea what makes this a country show. So then I thought, okay, I'm going to listen a little bit, and I hear them call their first guest and talk about this 15-day hunting trip that he took with one of the hosts, and not one fucking mention of the gay sex. Not one. You're telling me 15 days in the woods and nobody butt-fucked anybody? Bullshit. Bull fucking shit. That is ridiculous. There's no fucking way you can have a country show that doesn't involve someone spitting in the hand and fucking an asshole. So, do me a favor, change the name of the show to Fuck This Country Bullshit, No One Fucking Cares, These Bumpkins Are Fucking Retards. Fucking idiots.
Again, some rather valid opinions.
And that is why he is the lovable asshole.
And I didn't know that butt fucking was such a big part of the country scene.
I didn't know it was such a big part of hunting.
Well, hunting, country,
and butt fucking.
And butt fucking. I guess they all just go hand in hand. Like I say, up here in Canada, I guess we're sheltered from the whole country thing.
Yeah.
We don't get a whole lot of butt fucking during our hunts. But I do.
Well, our hunting consists of going to the grocery store.
I think everybody's hunting at this point in time really should, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why are you just saying, look at one of God's majestic creature dancing magically in the forest? I'm going to put a bullet in its fucking head.
See, now you make it sound enticing. I kind of want to go hunting.
Wow, yeah, it's like shooting a beautiful person. When I kill that fucking thing.
Oh, I could picture a lot of people on an animal and just shoot the fuck out of them.
See, I would rather shoot a person than an animal.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Deers are fucking assholes, jumping fences and eating plants and shit.
I had some deers eat a whole bunch of my pot plants once, and I was fucking pissed.
Yeah, but what are you going to do? You left them out in the open. You left them unprotected.
Well, I had to have a big crop outdoors in the woods.
So whose fault?
The deer.
Yours.
No.
Can't blame the deer. Would you steal it if you saw it?
Yes.
So are you going to blame a deer?
Yes.
You were retarded. That was Rick from the Lovable Asshole Show, voicing his opinion on the You Want Country podcast, available on Leone Digital Podcast Network.
If you listened and you were a fan, you can download or just listen to the country podcast.
I do believe you could go to Leone Digital Podcast Network and find You Want Country along with other great shows.
Where would you find that again?
Leone Digital Podcast Network. You'd go and you would find You Want Country. Go download it. Listen to it. I'm sure it's great. And like you said, the 3 women hosting it, or
there's 3 women?
2 women, and I believe Joe referred it as the
2 abortion something.
The miscarriage makers.
Oh, miscarriage.
And the
that's
sack
right.
of shit. So the sack of shit is who Rick is referring to as the other woman.
Oh, he shouldn't let women talk over him?
Yeah, because he's from the South. So he should be wearing a wife beater, laying the smack down, and beating the shit out of bitches.
Eating fried chicken.
That's what you do in the South.
That's right.
Right? You don't respect women in the South. fuck, you don't respect blacks. You don't respect anyone. I'm sure if it was up to that guy on You Want Country podcast, I'm sure there'd still be a separate lunch counter for the colored folk.
One of those. Keeping it alive.
Yep. Just it's sad.
It's disturbing.
But I guess that's the world we live in.
It is. It's sometimes it's hard to swallow, but sometimes you feel orally raped.
Orally raped. We do have another voicemail. Actually, it's a series of 4 voicemails.
Ooh.
But these actually have nothing to do with
We Want Country.
With You Want Country.
Oh.
Oops. These are just in.
I fucked up their plug.
They appear. The gentleman that is called in appears to be in a slightly inebriated state.
Ah, those are the best calls.
It is a very entertaining call.
All right.
And here it is.
Hey Regan, it's Mike. Let's talk about some good shit. Let's talk about evisceration. Let's talk about rape. Let's talk about incest. God, my fucking cock is rock hard. Well, my rock is cock hard. You should decide. Love you, bye-bye. Hey Regan, it's Mike again. I just want to say that I want to stick my orb up your ass. Love you, pumpkin. Waka, waka, waka. Hold on. Let me say it again. Waka, waka, waka. Who wants to hear a funny-ass joke? Hey, it's Mike again. I'm not going to stop sending y'all voicemails, because you know what y'all bitching about not getting enough voicemails. Well, you know what, I'm right here flapping my dick in the wind. Hey guys, how's this sound? Oh, that's so delicious. 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 I'll keep watching y'all from the TOA account. Love you, bye-bye.
Hey, it's Mike. The feds. They're circling my house. I should shoot them down. With my butt. I have the pure power of the Ultra Sphincter. The Ultra Sphincter. It's like a missile. But poop.
So that was the one and only Mullet Mike. I guess he's now on the Tits of Anarchy account. Yeah, that's Mike's mind is a fucking playground. That's an amazing place to be. That I'm not sure what it takes to make that happen, what synapses are firing that comes out, but that is fucking amazing. We went from evisceration, rape, incest. Then I believe he was sticking his orb up my ass. Then we went into.
Where did we go?
It wasn't.
I know his sphincter became a rocket.
His sphincter became a rocket. Shooting down the feds.
Oh no! The feds were circling his house.
Yeah, then he's going to shoot him down with his ass.
With his sphincter.
With his ass. With poop.
With poop.
That was.
Shit rockets.
Oh, the other time he was saying that he was going to keep calling because we complained about. I
am very impressed with our amount of phone calls or voicemails or whatever these are.
I do believe that the amount of voicemails that we received this week
was due to Leone Digital.
Yes.
Leone Digital did us a favor, and we got a lot of voicemails because of Leone Digital.
I do believe this sets a record of the most voicemails we've ever received.
It does.
Although Mike's had nothing to do with the Leone Digital podcast network. And we appreciate it. If Mike wants to keep sending those in,
send them all the time.
Every
that was
week,
gold.
That's solid. I couldn't contain myself laughing listening to those.
Send us a picture of your mullet.
He doesn't have a mullet. I've seen pictures.
Put a wig on.
Just put a wig on, get a mullet.
I want to see a mullet, Mike.
Yes. So that brings us to the close of our voicemails and or / complaint department. So
I would like to thank everybody for their feedback.
Yes, and our manager of the complaint department, i.e. me, has been very busy. Not just these voicemails. There's been emails, tweets, DMs.
Oh, and by the way, fuck all y'all fucking with Notorious Beep.
Who's fucking with Beep?
On Twitter, people were fucking with her.
Oh, well, yes. Anybody really? Or
I don't know, but I told her I'd give her a shout out and say thanks for fucking backing us up, girl.
And we appreciate it.
We do.
And everyone else that has called in or DM'd or anything else to help support the show, we do appreciate it.
You guys are our bra.
Our bra?
Yeah, support.
But I don't wear a bra.
They're our bra. I didn't say you wear a bra.
But
did I stutter, motherfucker?
So you're implying we're tits?
Titties.
I don't feel I want to be a tit.
Why not?
Could it be a jock strap so I could be like a big manly dick?
And covered in ball sweat?
Yeah, ball sweat. I feel I'm more of a dick than a tit.
You are more of a dick.
So they're our jock strap, providing us the athletic support we require.
Yes, they are.
So this is going to bring us to the conclusion of our show.
The end.
This is where we close it.
This is where we close it.
Holy fuck! It's the end of the show! All right, so that brings us to the conclusion of another show. Again, I would like to thank
Leone Digital
Podcast Network. And I think we honestly owe a thank you to the You Want Country podcast.
For breaking our record in phone calls?
Yeah, they definitely inspired our listeners to go in. And
thank y'all.
Thank y'all. And, you know, one thing that didn't get mentioned with, the two miscarriage makers are very attractive miscarriage makers for whatever it's worth.
Are they really?
Yes, they're actually pretty good looking. The tub of shit's a tub of shit. There's no getting around that guy.
They should call it two hotties and a fatty.
They should, because and you fucking see their picture, their promotional picture. The fat dude's even like popping his collar. Oh, he's a fucking chump. I don't care what the girls do. They're good enough looking that they can get away doing whatever they want. But this guy's just... I suppose he's playing like, look at me, I'm fat, but I'm pretending to be cool. But yeah.
Maybe he's feeding into your predictions. Where fat becomes...
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he is. I'm not fat. I'm not fat. This is how I was born. I can't help it.
But look, I got two hot chicks beside me because I'm awesome.
Yeah, fuck. But yeah, so... And other shows on the network. Madman Bob Golub, who was mentioned, I don't know if you've heard or not, but he was on Goodfellas.
Was he really?
Yes. So if he's on Goodfellas, I'm sure you want to listen to everything
and
he has to say.
If you do want to listen to him, it's Leone Digital.
Podcast Network. Other shows. Dry Shave Show.
Gretzky.
Funnier than Gretzky. Both actually not bad.
Is that what it's called?
It's funnier than Gretzky.
I've been calling it something about Gretzky for the whole time.
Funnier than Gretzky.
Every single time they come up, I'm like, something about Gretzky.
The one guy actually is a fucking prodigy for what he knows of hockey. And they're both funny stand-ups. I can't...
It's about hockey?
It's basically... I
thought they were Canadian, trying to pro-Canadian.
Well, no, they're Canadian
famous
comics. But one guy really fucking knows his shit about hockey. It's actually impressive. Like, if you ever wanted to know something about hockey, this guy will tell you the Stanley Cup winners, everybody on the fucking roster of 1974, the team that won it, who they beat. It's kind of sick. And I don't listen to it often, but it is a solid show.
He's an idiot savant when it comes to hockey.
Yes, and he's a funny comic as well. And the Dry Shave Show, Byron is probably the next big thing in comedy at some point in time, at least in Canada. I don't know how he's received down in the States. But again, another funny. Like to promote all the shows here on Leone Digital Podcast Network.
Is it weird that we have this podcast, but I don't listen to podcasts?
No, that's
no. You know what? I've listened to the Leviathan podcast. I've listened to the Lovable Asshole, and our
which
show
are both friends of the show.
And I listened to the People's Broadcast.
Highly recommend. Well, not highly recommend. That's dead.
Back then,
I was going to say
I listened to it when it started and stuff.
Leviathan Podcast.
Honestly, like I don't really listen to podcasts.
And if you could listen to that voicemail that Joe left and not instantly go and download every single thing the Leviathan Podcast has done and just fucking drink it all in.
Where was his better half?
I guess he was the same place he was during the Christmas special.
Killing Jews?
Yep, killing Jews. The fucking Jews!
Fucking Jew.
I bet he was having a heyday with the fucking Islam and Paris.
Oh, he was masturbating listening to it.
Just, And that would be Jeremy, Booze and Guns on Twitter if you wanted to follow him. Great guy. And we will have him on the show sooner or later in person.
He's going to come to visit.
To just smash Four Locos and drunkenly record a podcast incoherently.
Sounds like a plan.
Go to Vagabond Saints.
VagabondSaints.com.
Go buy a vestment, if you will. Mm-hmm. A nice shirt. Whatever they've got available.
I'm sporting my hat right now.
As am I. Am I? No, I'm not.
It's right beside you.
It's beside me. I have it with
you. Had an itchy head.
Budgie's Books, Askaroth and Desperately Seeking She-Mail.
Big Bad Budgie Bigelow.
And Budgie will be on next week to talk about the death pool, as he is officially this year's winner with one lucky pick.
And
fucking Budgie.
There's two people that we don't know who they were. And then I'm number 4. So me and Budgie, we kind of...
You're basically 1 and 2.
Yeah, basically.
So you're just looking in Budgie's asshole.
Staring at it, wearing it like a goalie mask.
He would like that.
He would.
He would. So I will ask him how he feels about you wearing his butthole as a goalie mask when I talk to him next week.
All right.
That's it. That's all I have.
Where can they find you?
Oh, they can. Oh shit! I was just going to completely brick past that. You can find me on Twitter at ClownOrb. Where can they find you?
At Bill_Cut.
And if you would like to be a part of the show, as so many people were today,
see how fun that was, people. Leave us some messages.
Send a voice.
You could be
recording.
drunk. You could be high. You could be stupid as fuck. Leave us some shit.
You're smart.
Tell us how you're feeling. Tell us what you're up to.
Has the capabilities. Just record yourself talking and email it to beyondtheline_podcast@hotmail.com.
beyondtheline_podcast@hotmail.com.
I guarantee we will play it. I will not turn away one single email we
never
get.
do. Because if we did, that wouldn't be like us.
And if you would like to follow the show on Twitter, it's at BTL_podcast.
And if you would like to follow the something country thing, then go to Leone Digital.
Yeah, if you would like to follow them, you're
two hot chicks and a douchebag.
Two hot chicks. Why wouldn't you want to follow them? Go increase their
and a plumpkin.
And a plumpkin. He's plump. I'm sure. I've been assured he's a nice guy though. So
they all are.
Yeah. So that's
Have you
all
ever met a fat chick that was a bitch?
Yes. Oh. Yes, I have actually.
Oh.
She was kind of a bitch because she was fat, and it probably grated on her.
Just sick of being picked on.
She didn't realize that, hey, I'm fat. If I don't have a good personality, I'm going to die lonely.
And she's lonely.
Yeah. And while she's crying herself,
we're going to go tell herself to go fuck herself.
Yep. Fuck her. And you.
And you.
Hey everyone, it's Zeal from Leone Digital Podcast Network. I just want to start by saying thank you for downloading, streaming, subscribing, and sharing the shows on the network. For more information about the shows, check out leonedigital.com or Google Leone Digital Podcast Network. What I want to talk about right now is the newest podcast, the Polish madman, Bob Golub. He's got a podcast on the network. It's called Madman with Bob Golub. What can I tell you about Bob? He's been on Howard Stern. He's been on Artie Lang's show. He was more recently on WTF with Mark Maron. And I got to tell you, this is an incredible story. If you don't know the backstory, you need to know. The guy has been in prison. He is a boxer. He's a comedian. He's an actor. And of course, he was in Goodfellas. Yes, Martin Scorsese's Goodfellas. Check him out, Madman, Bob Golub, only on Leone Digital Podcast Network.